Hi, I'm Lenore. I'm a singer and a voice teacher. I want to talk to you today about a funny and weird experience that I had a few years back. I was working on a show of my own with a colleague, a singer, and it was supposed to be a comic opera show. One of the characters that I did there was a student who just started out and has no idea what they're doing. Right? So I was supposed to do my worst, really sing badly, but what came out instead was really good singing. And I was like, what's going on here? It took me a while, but eventually I realized that for the first time in forever, I was out of my head. So I was just trying to be dumb, right? Inexperienced, just basically use some ugly noises, make these really stupid faces. I was not thinking too much about how I'm supposed to sing right now. And then I realized how much being in your own head and trying too hard to do a certain technique or sing well, how that can actually interfere with good singing. And it's not like we're not supposed to think about technique at all, but the way we approach it, the way we try, the way we do things actively, that is actually preventing us from actually doing the thing. The vast majority of my students, and I'm no different, are afraid to sound bad. So they're afraid to make a sound before they're sure what they're gonna do, and they're preparing, and they're thinking, and they're overthinking. And that allows for all the bad habits to come into place rather than trying that new thing you just learned. In my course, I call it no brain, no pain. So we need our brain in order to function, but we also need it to shut up at times. So I'm going to teach you when to use it and how to use it, and when you can just act dumb. So that's what the brain is doing on a small time scale. And the big time scale can last for a very long time, for years, sometimes forever. So some people who really love singing, like myself, we wait for way too long before we start learning how to sing. I waited, for example, until I was 21, and I was only singing in choirs when there were like 30 people around me, and because I was scared of being heard. We have this judgment that we have on ourselves or that other people have on us. Maybe we were told that we can't sing. Maybe we have that idea in our head, I can sing. Or maybe there is this pressure of, whoa, you have such a beautiful voice, you should be a singer. Yeah, that's what happened to me. And that pressure made me shy away. Because now, if I sing and it doesn't go as well, we can't have that. But here's the thing, this is not gonna go away. Your love for singing is not gonna disappear. You're gonna come to me when you're 70 years old, because that's actually the oldest student that I have ever gotten who wrote me that email. Not that I just waited for so long, but now I can't wait anymore. This is how precious singing is for us. I'm just saying, if you love singing, do it. Go for it. Learn how to sing, and don't let any judgment or any opinion of anyone, including yourself, stand in your way. Over years of practicing, teaching other people, and seeing my own problems reflected from them, because I was not alone, I figured out that singing, good singing, is about what you shouldn't do. So you clean up all the mess around your voice, around your instrument, so that it can just function properly. Getting rid of those moments of hesitation. Getting rid of physical tension around your vocal instrument. I call it the sticks in the wheel. Yeah, so you want to have a continuous flow, and then you have a stick in there, so just chuck all of that out, clean it up. And of course there is the self-criticism, so replacing that judgment of that was good or that was bad, from which you can't really learn so much, with an actual system of evaluation of what happened and what you can do about it. And that makes practicing actually more fun and a lot less frustrating. With my system, you're going to learn how to focus on one thing at a time. It's very simple and it's very effective. You work on one thing, and by the end of a certain period, coins start to drop, and you start to understand, like, oh, this is actually how it works. This is how it works for me. then it clicks. But what, focus on one thing? What do you mean? There are so many things to learn about singing. How can you just think of one thing? Well, I came up with The Machine, and the secret of The Machine is something that you're going to learn about in the course. It basically teaches you how to multitask without multitasking. So now you might be wondering, can I even learn singing from an online course? That's a good question. So there are a few ways to learn about a certain subject, right? There is just one-way street when you, for example, educate yourself by reading a book or even watching a tutorial or a lecture on YouTube, and then you learn about something. But if you actually want to learn how to do it, the interactive way is a better way. So for example, if you want to learn yoga, you will go to a yoga retreat when you will be in a group of people and you will have a teacher and you will learn from the teacher. You could maybe go later and ask them questions, and sometimes you will get personal attention, right? So online course is a little bit like that. In my course, you're going to send me 2 video clips during the course on which you will get personal feedback, and you can always ask me questions in the comments. Personal coaching and training is also very vital if you want to get good at something. But oddly enough, that has its disadvantages as well. Private lessons are often not systematic. So the teacher is seeing you and what you're doing at the moment, and they're basically putting out fires, as they should, right? They see what you're doing wrong and they try to correct it. But what can happen is that 2 years can go by and you haven't touched on a very basic subject because it was not the most pressing matter. When you have a whole course, hopefully you will have a whole system and a big picture, and that's what I'm giving you in this course. When you're not going to end up after years of training thinking, why did I not learn that very important thing? And that actually happened to me. I went to a very good teacher, learned a very good technique, and after 2 years she said, oh, there is this one basic thing that you're not able to do. What's up with that? And I was like, yeah, what is up with that? I've been coming here for 2 years. And it took me teaching other people to really see how that works. That you don't go through a syllabus, right? You don't go through a whole program when you go to private teachings. It's more dynamic than that. So if a student comes to me and says, I have a few $100s that I want to spend on you right now, I would recommend to them take the course and take also a few real-life lessons. And the combination of those will give you this personal feedback that you need, custom-made to what you are doing, and also the big picture and the system. And the system is really what it sounds like. It's about how to take those things that you learn from your teacher and make them work systematically for you, make them stick in the long term. Make them click in a way, and not just learn one thing at the moment and then next week when your body behaves a little differently, do something completely different and forget about the previous thing. It's important to me to say what this course is not. So this is not a magic trick that you're just gonna do the course and become a wonderful singer as a result just by watching the course. This course is interactive, so it's about practice, it's about work. It's fun work, but it's still work. So you don't just go through the course and come out like a professional in the end. I know a lot of teachers promise the world, in 30 days you sing like a pro, whatever. Remember, this is a physical activity to sing. So this is all about muscle memory. It's about muscle training, and that takes time. Having said that, once the system is in place, you're going to start really enhancing your voice. So you will have more stamina, more range, more volume. And I'm a very greedy teacher. So when something good happens, I usually immediately want more. So I'm going to guide you and encourage you to see how far you can take something and basically scale it all the way up and prepare to be blown away.